Hello, whoever's there. I'm still sharing it so I can't see who you are. Uncle Birch coming to you live, New Orleans. And I'm inviting people, so if you want to invite people too, this is a good time to do it because that's what I'm doing with my time.
It's in a pretty good part of town, uptown Carrollton, next to
Okay.
Black. It's the end of the St. Charles line when it goes to the river.
Yeah.
It's in that area where I wish we
Oh,
lived.
all right, I didn't tell you. Well, I'm live right now, but it doesn't matter. I saw them working on the St. Claude line up to Elysian Fields. It hasn't ran forever, but the tracks are still there, and they're working on it. I think Richard mentioned that they're getting ready to open that again.
So we should be able to jump on that one and then connect to the other one
Yeah.
that'll eventually take us to St. Charles.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that would be a cool ride and stuff too.
Yeah. And cheaper.
Cheaper. Absolutely. Hello, whoever's there. We're just over here talking and stuff while I invite people. So invite your friends, invite your enemies.
Yeah, it's
Let's
in a
see.
nice part of town. The Camilla Grill.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's always talking about it. We have to go there. Which I'm
Mm.
taking the St. Charles line all the way over there and then eating there.
Yeah.
And this place is right. Like even if he does have to go in person, it's not a bad place to go.
Yeah. I'm just laughing because this is probably amusing to you people. Me poking at the
We have
screen, talking to Marta.
normal Muggle lives that we have to
Yes.
talk about.
Yes. Select up to 15 people. I didn't even select 15 people yet, dudes. Jesus. There, that's 15. Fuck you. Uncle Birch coming to you live from New Orleans. We're playing Ask Uncle Birch. The reason that I've stuck around TikTok for so long is because there's so much bullshit teaching of witchcraft on TikTok. And it behooves me to try and offset that or try and balance that out or something. So teach some real shit. And then some people I've seen, teaching the stuff that I've taught. And so, it spreads out into the world of bullshit. And eventually, if you have, enough non-bullshit, it dissipates the bullshit. And that's why I'm here. So when I originally on social media started doing lives, it was on Facebook. It was a little thing we called Ask Uncle Birch. I've been teaching witchcraft for 45 plus years. I know some stuff, and I always learn some new stuff. And if you have questions about the stuff, it helps me keep my teaching muscles strong. Hopefully, it helps the community. It's called Ask Uncle Birch. Almost any question, unless it's questions about stupid drama. Not going to answer those questions. Occult Bitch. Hello. Occult Bitch says, hi, Marta.
Hey, Kopich.
Jambior Borgios. I can't even say that word. Hello, how are you? Unicorn, how are you? Jamie, how are you? Brenda Peters, something, how are you? SMW, hi. Uncle Birch coming to you live from New Orleans, 748 something, something, something. Hello. Appalachian Makolatov, something like that. Hello, how are you? That was just Symbols Lotus. Hello. Uncle Birch coming to you live from New Orleans where the squirrels are making their annoying noise right now. That's a squirrel. That's annoying. Appalachian Molotov. Okay, I think I almost got that. How are you? How are you? Uncle Birch, Bramble, how are you? I'm good. It's cooled off. I think
A lot.
yeah, it was like 81. I was still sweating somehow, but it was 81
I could
degrees.
actually use a cozy blanket right now.
Right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not necessarily cold,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't mind having a. Ooh, I could put my new hoodie on.
You could.
Okay.
Thought she was going to make me do it.
I was gonna make you do it, but I know you're live, so I won't do it that for you.
Well, it hardly harms my reputation, you know. I'm gonna get the fucking hoodie. It's gonna take you way longer.
I'm
than me.
looking for a
I'll be
math
right back.
tutor for our son.
I know. So no, you could just say thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know, man. It's a pretty thick hoodie. Might be too hot.
But I never
Yeah.
tried it on when I got it because it was so hot.
Yeah.
So now I'll be able to try it on, and if it's too hot, I'll take it off. But before, it wasn't even an option to try it on because
Yeah.
it was so hot. Now it's
Yeah.
an option.
You're already too hot, but now you're gonna be too hot.
Ooh,
Too
extra.
too hot.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah. Yeah. What's your problem?
it's too fast.
Working here.
Look it.
Yeah, I see it.
It fits well.
It does fit well.
It's
They
how
have
I-
no knowledge of that, but
it's how I
yeah,
wanted.
yeah. Fits well.
It's my new Kali hoodie. They have a lot of pullovers, but I wanted one that zips. You can kind of see it.
Almost.
I think you can
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah.
I wish it had something on the back too.
Yeah, if it had like that, even that same
The same thing,
thing
a
that
bigger one.
wasn't, you know, didn't have a zipper going
Exactly.
through the middle of it.
I need, I should probably get a cool iron-on to
Yeah.
put on the back.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
that would be cool. Okay, I'm working here.
Hardly.
Beautiful, beautiful. It's snuggly. Love the skulls. Looks good on her. Jessica, hello. King, hello.
Thank you.
Uncle Birch coming to you live from New Orleans, where we just finished our fashion show for the day.
But yeah, I could do this. It's not too hot right
Yeah.
now.
Okay. Yeah. It's so yeah. That was basically somebody asked, how we're doing, and we're talking about how much it's cooled off, and the weekend's supposed to be cooled off. Rain, and we need that too, and not fucking hot. Talk about the Morrigan. Well, what I know of the Morrigan, she's there are several goddesses like the Morrigan in war. She's a goddess of the aftermath of war, really. And there's Ares, there's Mars. Ares would be the art of war. Ares is the stabbing your enemy in the back while wearing a silk glove with a smile on your face. That kind of war. But the Morrigan collects the pieces of the aftermath. That's mostly what I know of Morrigan. I mean, we come from a time where in the 90s, working in the occult industry, me and my Thelemite friend, my friend at the time, discovered that the dark goddess had almost been removed from witchcraft. It seemed like several other people realized that around the same time and started publishing books. We couldn't even find a book on the shelves, popular books at the time, that had a ritual for the new or dark moon. It just didn't exist. They said the word espet, and they were talking about the full moon. If I said the word espet, it means new or full moon, depending on where we are in the month. An espet was both ceremonies, but the ceremonies of the new and the dark moon tend to be associated with the dark goddess. They tend to be associated with menstruation. And somehow the converted Catholics that had come over in droves into the craft in the 80s brought some of their baggage about those things with them. That's the theory. And nobody's offered a counter theory yet, but so we searched when our shop opened in 2000. We searched and searched and searched for books on the Dark Goddess, and we had a huge section. She dominated our bookcase. And then later down the road came Santa Muerte. And I knew nothing about her, but one of my people working at the store, and they said that this woman had come in and she had been rescuing Santa Muerte statues from roadside temples that were being torn down all over Mexico. If you don't know, it's pretty common throughout Mexico for Santa Muerte to be worshipped in these roadside churches that are just built by the people, not necessarily legally. And for most of the time they got away with it, but there was a period, for some reason, I don't know what was going on in that country, but the authorities were tearing them down. And these statues had been, in churches, Santa Muerte churches, and they needed a home. And my store was, unfortunately for monetary reasons, dedicated more towards altars in every corner for one thing or one being or another. And so I said, yeah, how can I Googled it and learned a bit about her. I said, well, how could I say no right now? Now that I know, a little bit about who she is, tell her, bring the statues, and we'll figure out a space for her, a home for her. And the lady showed up on my shift. I was there, and I've oft described it as a clown car of death. They just kept coming out of her car. Every color of the rainbow, every side. There are little ones first, and then the medium ones, and the large ones, and eventually there's one was like 6 feet tall, 6 foot tall, just coming into my store, and I'm just like, oh shit, all right. I gotta go get the electric screwdriver, some screws, take those old shelves that we weren't using in the back, and build a multi-layered shrine for her. And the only available space was the middle of our very long bookshelf. It was probably like 20 foot wide, 12 foot high, and she got probably 10 feet right in the middle. So, stuffed the books in other places, made a multi-level shrine for her. I'm sorry. And set it up. I learned a little bit. I put some, put some tequila on the altar, a cigar, some black copal from Peru, and those all seemed like they would work. And we had charcoal set up. People could do their own thing there, and crystal glass for putting petitions in. If people wanted to put them in there. And immediately upon doing this, the next day, people started showing up to go to her shrine. And one of the first people was literally crawled on the floor. I'd never seen anything like this, but I had read about it, to get to her shrine. And some of them were customers. They bought things, and some of them weren't. I didn't talk to them unless they talked to me. Just let them do their thing. They burned things, read off of the prayer cards that were on the altar or the shrine, whatever you want to call it. left there, and very few people use the silver glass to put their petitions in. They like would stick them in her hand, or in her garment, like stick them on her. And so eventually she was covered with these. And so eventually, so we got to the point where we started taking those petitions with all of the other petitions from all of the other altars, and put them in the full moon bag, where when we did the full moon ritual, we would send those off. Now, yeah, probably would have been better for a new moon. But the thing about Santa Muerte is she has a huge scope of influence, from the good to the bad and everything in between, the dark, the light, whatever you want to call that. She has more powers than most goddesses I have come across. Most goddesses, have 2 or 3. Santa Muerte is like the entire spectrum, and color coded. So the Santa Muerte statue that you're working with at the time tends to be, or the candle or whatever you have, tends to be color coded towards what she will do. When the shop closed, we found homes for all of those statues and kept one. We kept the rainbow one. She covers all of the aspects, and is a really badass statue. I couldn't let them all go, but we knew that we couldn't house all of them in our house forever, because we were going to be moving around. They would sit in boxes and stuff. But we kept one, and somehow, I don't know how we got there. I think we were originally talking about the Morrigan and led there, but that's the way it goes. Zen time treasures. I'm doing good. How are you? Uncle Birch coming to you live from New Orleans. The rainbow one. That's awesome. Yes, they have those. It's very color coded. Like the dark stuff is Black Santa Muerte. She's the one that gets the bad reputation because the cartels like to use her when they're unaliving people and stuff. But that's not her fault. And where people take her, that's people shit. That's not goddess shit or saint shit or whatever you want to call her. Crystal Moon, how are you? Lux Lady Crystal, how are you? All the crystal people are here. And Big Mac, how are you? Uncle Birch coming alive from New Orleans. We've been playing Ask Uncle Birch, where people ask me random questions about witchcraft and the occult, and I try to answer them as best as I can. And sometimes I go off on entire other tangents and teach you other stuff that was not planned. It's a fun game. Crystal Moonlight. Oh, Teresa, hello. Crystal Moonlight, I think I already said hi to you, but hi. Bramblebee, what are your thoughts on God spousing? Well, I'm gonna fuck all that up for you. I know all of the standard arguments about God spousing, that kind of thing, and the videos, and 9 times out of 10 it's absolute bullshit. But then there's that one time. There's that 1%. In our tradition, and many old craft traditions, usually around high priesthood or priesthood or priestess, high priestesshood, that does happen. You are joined to your patron in a ritual that is similar to a pagan wedding, hand fasting. That is a thing in higher ranks, which I doubt there's 50% of the people on Witch Talk, and that's being generous, that have attained those ranks and ever should. Which, of course, Uncle Birch likes to tell stories. So once upon a time, in my classes, there were these 2 boys, And these two boys have been friends for a very long time, so as such, they had a competitive relationship that extended into the craft and my classes. And one day, during check-in before class, even though I had been very clear, I said, look, never feel that you have to oath your life to a god or goddess. Some people don't even, work with gods and goddesses. But that time may come, and it will be at a much larger rank. High priesthood is the first time in our tradition that we see something like that come up. In our tradition, you don't even have to worship gods specifically, but those that do, well, that's the pattern. And I told them, that time may come, but be careful of your oaths. They carry on forever. You're rather young. You don't want to do forever about anything right now. And I told them, that's my job. But I know how kids are. My job is to say a whole lot of things that nobody's going to fucking listen to anyways. So that those words ring in their head when they make the mistake I told them not to make. Then maybe they might understand what I was driving at. But anyway, one of these boys shows up during check-in in class and says, last night I did this ritual and I oathed myself to become a priest of Hecate. Oh, you fucked up now. You went and joined the gang. Ain't no way out now, man. That's blood in, blood out. And there ain't no out. And when you're talking about gods, when you're talking about goddesses, that's lifetimes, not just this life. And Hecate, which, I have taken similar oaths, she's hardcore. If you don't live up to those oaths, you're not going to have a good time. Now, next week, the other boy chimes up during check-in, and he says, I oath myself to become a high priest of Hecate. My response was similar to the last response. Neither one of those boys practice to this day. And I can't imagine the chaos of their lives. That's not an oath anybody's going to ask anybody to make for a very long time. One was
fighting for parental rights, and the other one got divorced. And I'm sure there's more. That's just the little that I know.
See, Marta is the intelligence department. She has, looked them up a couple times. But one was a Buddhist, last I heard, and one was a pissed off psychiatrist or some counselor.
The other was a pissed off Buddhist because his wife left him to marry one of his best friends. Remember?
Yeah. So, these are the kinds of things that can happen to you if you make such oaths in haste, and especially when you make them to Hecate.
In fairness, it probably would have happened anyway. Both of them made horrible choices.
Yeah, but I'm sure she had an ironic twist to the dagger.
He probably helped, but I'm thinking it probably would have happened anyway.
Uncle Birch coming to you live from New Orleans, where somebody asked me a question and they got way more than they bargained for an answer. Ask Uncle Birch what you got. Train's talking about this. Train's getting closer. It's going to go that way. We'll probably hear it a bit. How would you go around a return to sender ward? I would base it on a mirror, whether it was a servitor or what have you, a reflective force. But you said you I would not. I would transform this shit, or send back to the sender tenfold, perhaps, but not just a return to sender. I don't believe in the threefold law. I believe in the tenfold law of vengeance. I never draw first blood. I always draw last blood. So it's one of the things with baneful magics like that is you have to do these things without remorse, without hesitation. These are the things that cause a backlash, a blowback. That at some point when you're throwing at somebody, you have a moment of hesitation, a moment of guilt. When I am attacked, that doesn't come up, ever. If I'm just attacking somebody outright over something they said on the internet, yeah, man, I'm not an asshole. Something's gonna hesitate. Something's gonna, hold back. But defense, that means you came at me, you tried to harm me and my family. That's all I need to make you dog food on the astral plane or the physical plane, and to do it without any hesitation, any remorse. That never comes up in that case scenario. Nobody can ever find a time where I drew first blood, and they all remember when I drew last blood, and none of them get to play victim. I saw the video about blessing a glass of water 5 times, and putting it in front of a bath and stepping over it, and flush. Yes, that's a good one. I would hesitate, however, to be using your plumbing for magics. While it, is good for, it's symbolically getting rid of things. I know of too many occultists, all the way back to my original teacher, that the plumbing went nuts after doing that kind of stuff. Pipes burst, that kind of stuff. Gutter, maybe. Throw it in the gutter and invoke another. Because when you banish, you must invoke, right? Uncle Birch coming to you live from New Orleans. And I got to remind people that Level 3 Witch School and Level 2 have both launched on gumroad.com. That's gum like gum on your shoe, and the road that you walk down to get gum on your shoe.com/witch school, which is of course WITCHSKEWL. Both of those classes, you have the entire month to sign up. There's a lot of people signed up, so I would get on that, because there is a cutoff. I forget what the cutoff is, but Gumroad has a cutoff of the amount of people that can be in the class. So level 3 seems to be a hot seller. You want to get over there and get that level 3. I'm excited about it. I was going to start shooting some of it today, but I decided either tomorrow or Monday I'm going to shoot it, because it doesn't have to be out till the 5th. But it'll be fresh. The first class will be fresh. Inked Stud Muffin, how are you, bro? I'm doing great. It is cooled off here. We got a little bit of rain right now, just kind of a drizzle. And the weekend at least is supposed to be like that. We have passed through Satan's ass crack, hopefully into cooler pastures. The lodestone spell, but money instead of home. Okay, the occult bitch is referring to one of my more famous spells on YouTube, and the only spell that I contributed to the Witch Talker's Grimoire, which is clearly my spell and nobody else's spell, but a savvy witch, a witch that's looking at the world through witchy eyes, will see how to take a thing farther. The thing that my witch mother used to say that really pisses people off in this day and age, but of course that won't stop me from saying it, is that folk magic is the magic of the folk, having once seen a witch do it. They do know what works. A witch knows why it works, how it works, how to work it in reverse, how to unwork it. The witch has to unweave that complex thread and then weave it back together. That's our nature, not necessarily the folk magician. And what the hell did I talk about? I was talking about, yes, the level 1 class should be coming out October 1st. There's like 4 in progress right now. Okay, I'm trying to get myself back on track. I go off on such a tangent. Yes, the money instead of... the money spell, or I'm sorry, the housing spell from what Occult Bitch is talking about is where I take a lodestone, dress it or anoint it, however you want to say, with 3 drops of my own blood, and then bury in near the front door of the house I want. There's other ways, of finding the house. But once I have the target, that's how to get the target. I did a version of that on steroids to get this house, which you can learn that at the end of level 1 witch school. I teach that spell. But a savvy witch is going to see that. Okay, we're using the lodestone to attract things. We're using our blood to designate where it's being attracted to. I also recommended in one of those videos, it might be a good idea, check with your doctor first, but take an iron supplement the day before so there's more iron in your blood, because that's what a lodestone uses for its attraction energy is iron. A lodestone attracts iron. But taking that idea, that can be used for attracting love, attracting money, attracting anything you want. I taught it one way. You, as a witch, need to take it another way. See what that thing does, make that bitch your own, and do something else with it other than what I taught you. And then you're really a witch. Can't wait to start on the 5th. I can't either. I got the ideas brewing up in my head. There is no script. There are some talking points. I just have to accept the fact that I need to turn on the fucking camera and start recording and talk about witchcraft, and the class happens. So I do have a serious amount of talking points just for the first class so far. Willow Corvus, how are you? Good to see you. I got a lodestone because of your recommendation as I gear up to try and buy out. Right on! Right on. It has a very successful, or very high success rate. The only time that it didn't work for us turned out to be a very bad place that we would not have wanted to be in. And it was a mistake to even try. The universe knew better. It said, no. Cancel. They don't mean that. They don't want to live in this redneck Trump supporting town. You're right. They were right. Please and thank you. Well, you're welcome. I don't know what you said. Please and thank you for it. Bella's Magic, how are you? Uncle Birch coming to you live from New Orleans. I've been teaching witchcraft for at least 45 years. I haven't done the math recently. And this is a thing that I do that hopefully benefits the witch talk community, since there's so much crap out there, and also helps me teach, or keep my teaching muscle strong. We're doing a thing called Ask Uncle Birch. People are just firing off questions about magic, and I'm answering them. I first learned lodestones from ElfQuest. Well, way back, all the way back to the original Dungeons and Dragons, there have always been pagans and witches behind the scenes, and even when it became computer games, that was a time when pagans and witches dominated computer programming. It was the highest rated field amongst us. So we tend to have influence over those things to this day. Hey, Uncle Bircho, I love your videos. Give me so much relaxation. Right on. Well, thank you. Make sure I'm following you back. Always when I have to start a new account, it takes me time to follow enough people back. They also limited this account to how many people I can follow for a while there. Seems to be past that. We'll see. Y'all have a great day. Hey, Ink Stuff Muffin, you have a great day too. Good to see you. By the way, I lost Stu Moncher. I think we're tied again. Oh man. Well, I'm not doing anything too controversial these days. I don't know. You might take the lead, Nikki. Lost Stu Moncher. Damn. That seemed like your main shit talking account. Yeah, I got one of those, but not shit talking too much right now. I don't care. Bella, hello, Bella, Miss Sandy, how are you? Thanks everybody for continuing to like the live. We're at 6.2 thousand likes. Again, level 3 Witch School has launched. The first classes will go out on the 5th. You can find it at gumroad.com/witch school. WITCHSKEWL. For some reason, TikTok doesn't allow me to do a link tree on this account yet. Don't know why. I did it, every other account lets you put it in a web page. I do not have that in my account editing stuff, so hopefully they'll update that at some point. I'll just be able to put it up there and tell you to just click on my profile. Can Marta give me a topic of study? I don't know. Marta's kind of doing her thing over here.
Yeah, I'm up to my elbows in math tutors.
Yeah.
I'm kind of in a different zone right now.
Yeah. Well, since you were going to ask Marta, maybe math. Because that's what Marta's mind is on right now. Math.
So get off your ass and do some math. Math.
Hi, Birch. Don't it feel fabulous today? Yeah, it does. It's just a really light rain, which is cooling it off even more. Marta had to break out a hoodie. A hoodie, y'all. You know how long it's been since she's seen a hoodie? Several months, but it's been a long time.
April, probably.
April.
March.
But yeah, it's like 81 last time I left. It's nice. It's nice out here. Look at this. I still got my southern Botox because of the humidity, but no sweat. No sweat. My hair isn't even sweat slick that much. Probably is from yesterday still. Yeah, a hoodie, a Kali hoodie. First time she wore it. 80s are cool for us. Yes. It's totally chill out here. Seemed a little hotter earlier today, but it's 3. Usually our high is at 4, but right now it's total overcast, a little bit of rain, so I don't think that's going to be our high today, but it's lovely. It's still in the hundreds in San Antonio. Ooh, sorry about that. We were there just a couple days ago. Probably not the hundreds that you get to, though. But there's always the feels like temperature. Hello, Vicky. Uncle Birch coming live from New Orleans. We've been doing Ask Uncle Birch, where people ask me random questions about witchcraft and the occult. And, I do my best to answer them, which helps me, helps you, hopefully. Helps me teach them, keep them teaching muscles strong. I'm getting ready to teach shit, level 3, that I've never taught. I'm getting ready to teach shit I don't think anybody's ever taught. We'll see how that goes, but that's the feeling I'm getting, and I like that. The level 1 class taught that, a couple years ago. Level 2 class, a couple years ago. And this is new shit. So 107 today. That's your heat index, okay? Yeah, we've been up to where our heat index is like 107, 110, somewhere around there. Just, oh god. In August, August when we're supposed to get the majority of our rain, but didn't work out there. Can you make loyalty out of magic? Because that's something that's sorely lacking from the world. Well, you used the word magic. That's the thing we gotta wrap our head around. If we can wrap our head around it, we can do it. We can make that happen. We can make a servitor that we can imbue powers to that we don't have. If we can conceive of that power, we can program that entity with that power to go out and cause change in accordance with will. And many types of spells can do that. So if you can conceive of it, you can make it happen. Take a lot for you to be able to just flap your wings and fly. But if you put enough juju into that, maybe several lifetimes worth, might be able to pull that off. But our possibilities are endless. That's what being a witch is. Aim high, throw hard, and take notes. What happened the first time you aimed high and threw hard? What was the reaction from the universe of your action? And then, over time, we tweak the results until we get we tweak the action to tweak the reaction, and then we have, the perfect spell that we can use again and again and again to do that thing. I love to post about negative language. Oh, well, there's going to be a whole lot of that talk in level 3 witch school. Do I need to grab something? Okay. Level 3 is going to be hardcore on that because we need to program ourselves better before undertaking this work, so we don't end up being like a lot of the fools that we see around us. We want to make better witches. But thank you for loving me. Bella, I'm sure I'm following Bella. Yes. Okay, finally it seems like my followers are starting to stick. I don't know what the hell it was on this account. They were just like not letting me follow anybody back. People would probably think, God, that asshole never followed me back. I mean, I'm not going to follow everybody back, because, this account's got to go on private sometimes just to make sure, and, some of y'all can't be trusted. I'm just saying. Uncle Birch coming to you live from New Orleans. It's a lovely day in the neighborhood. And again, at gumroad.com/witchschool, WITCHSKEWL. Level 3, Witch School, and Level 2 have launched for the month of September. Level 1 will launch again October 1st. And the best thing to do is go over to gumroad.com/witchschool. That's gum like gum on your shoe, and the road you walk down, you could step on the gum. .com/witchschool, WITCHSKEWL, and follow me. And then when the class launches, you'll get a notification. You won't have to be on my live to find out about it. The loyalty actually will turn into an obsession. It can. It can if you don't remember the old school. On the store where I grew up, the Eye of the Cat, 3314 East Broadway, Long Beach, California, 90803, to this day, it still says hermetic supplies and exotic herbs on the window. I have not seen them change that at all to where it says witchcraft shit or anything obvious. We knew what hermetic supplies meant. Things had to be subtle back in their day. They really don't have to be subtle now, so it actually, might behoove them to have witchcraft posted right on the fucking front of the building right now. Make it obvious, because we're in an obvious generation where people don't get the subtle. But we recognized that hermetics was the core of all of this stuff. Hermetics is the core of science, medicine, and magic. All of we all stem from the same source. We are brothers, whether you know our brothers agree with us or not. It all stems from Hermetics, and one of the things that most people know about Hermetics is the caduceus, the two snakes going like this up the pole. The pole has originally it has eagle wings on it and a little circle in the middle. And the way we use that in magic is we put a symbol of what we wanted to occur in the middle of those wings, because we recognized that each snake represented the polarity of everything that exists. Love contains hate. War contains peace. The opposite snake of war is peace. Everything contains its opposite within it. But in old school craft, we had a very good saying for that most people don't remember. You need to bind down the action not wanted. Within everything that you're going to do, the opposite of that thing exists. You don't want to call that entire concept to exist. You don't want to call the positive and the negative. You either want to call the positive or the negative. This snake or that snake, and bind down the snake that's not wanted. Otherwise, you get some, you can go ahead and cast your spells. Some weird shit will happen. Sometimes it works, sometimes it won't. Sometimes you go haywire, because if you didn't know that part, you've been throwing the entire thing at the universe, trying to make it stick on the wall, both the positive and the negative, the opposite, both polarities at the wall to make it happen. You got to bind down the action not wanted. I just remember some really old shit. That's my job. You're welcome. I think that was my answer to that question. Yes, absolutely. Okay, yeah, that did work. What you remove, you have to replace. Yes, because the universe will fill in the hole. Yes, nature abhorring a vacuum is the source of a great many magics. I taught it as, when you banish, you must invoke, to get the concept out there, because it seemed to be lacking. But that concept we use all the time, and probably the best example is sigil magic. We make a sigil. It's a symbol containing a concept of that which we will to be. We're putting energy on this. We might be looking at this during sex magic or some other Gnostic ritual magic. It might be like, letting the smoke and the incense go on it, dressing it with oils, doing other things to it. And we're putting all this energy on this sigil. And when we're doing that, we're creating its astral counterpart on one of the astral planes. And notice I say astral planes, not astral plane, because the astral planes are like a ladder. And like Hermetics, each rung on the ladder is the opposite of the rung above it and below it, and it just keeps going that way. So we're making one hopefully up here. We're making the astral counterpart of that sigil. At a key point in that ritual, we're going to destroy that sigil. We're going to burn it, remove its physical existence. And by the laws of nature abhors a vacuum, she must move to fill that void. We don't want her to fill that void with another sigil. We want the object of our desire, which is why we put it way up on one of the higher portions of the astral plane. And then this is one of the only times that trickle-down occultonomics works. The trickle-down between the opposite polarities builds up strength and builds up power, and hopefully when it arrives in our physical space, it's the object of our desire. So while I taught it, when you banish, you must invoke, as a cleansing kind of thing, the things that are really important in magic we should see repeated over and over and over, from smaller concepts to larger concepts to absolute godly concepts. Otherwise they're not laws. We should see them in many places. That's my answer to whatever the fuck you were saying. Uncle Birch coming to you live from New Orleans. This might have to be saved on YouTube. I'll try and post this one later when it processes, because we got people jumping in all the time. They're like, whoa, looks like I missed some stuff. Lucky's little lost raven is here. Trying to get some dirt. Let him try. Nobody's come up with any dirt. I'm not going to talk about them. They can try and come up with dirt all they want. I haven't seen any dirt. The dirt is in Hunter's laptop. It's with Mike Lindell's proof of voter fraud. Mandy, how are you? Vicky, what is chaos magic? Chaos magic is a newer form of magic. Probably, well, it's based on some old stuff, but it really takes off in the 90s. But I'm pretty sure Austin Osman Spare's book was way prior to that, because he would probably be one of the origins, or maybe the origin of chaos magic. The chaos magic is not the magic of causing chaos. It's magic based on chaos theory. Chaos theory is where we get the butterfly effect, where a butterfly on one side of the planet can cause a hurricane on the other side of the planet. At least that's the metaphorical basis of chaos theory. Having said that, within chaos magic, most chaos magicians have studied magic way more than you. Witchcraft, ceremonial magic, Enochian magic, high, muckety magic, because then they take whatever they want, maybe it's appropriating, I don't know, and tweak it into something absolutely new that nobody ever conceived of before. And that's not plagiarism. That's the way magic should be. You can take anything that I teach you and put it in your own words and go teach it. The way I come to social media in the fucking first place, I had a 14-year-old kid that took one of my in-person classes probably like, close to 20 years ago now, John. And most 14-year-old kids never complete a 5-week class. I get that. I, of course, did. I was different that way. But John completed 3 of I think it was actually 5 weeks, 3 classes of 5 weeks. Hadn't seen John in a while. Somebody told me, hey, John's on YouTube teaching witchcraft. Whoa, really? Okay. I got to see this. I went and I found his channel, and this kid had taken everything he learned in the 3 classes he went to and turned it into his own words, his own way of teaching those ideas. And I could clearly see where he got those ideas, because they were not common ideas. And he's teaching on YouTube. I sent him a message. I said, hey, nice job. You're teaching this well. I love your mannerisms, the way you're doing that. He says, well, thank you, Uncle Birch. You should do that. I go, what? What do you mean? I should do what? He goes, you should teach magic on YouTube. And my old ass had a knee-jerk reaction, said, no way, we can't do that. That's against the rules. That's not traditional, blah, 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 blah. And when I said that, the voice that I said it with sounded so fucking old and crotchety. It was a voice that I trained myself over the years to do the opposite of. So I made my first video about 10 minutes later, and I've been doing it ever since. So you never know where this is going to go. I probably missed a lot of questions because I kept seeing people talk about it. Okay. Yeah. Alright, I'm not sure what I meant, but you mean I didn't sue him for plagiarism? No, that's not plagiarism, but that's chaos magic. They tweaked it into something totally new. I mean, if you look at the concept of sigil magic, the concept of sigil magic is where creating a symbol to embody a concept. Originally, probably the original origins of the idea of sigil magic is going to be like Solomon, Agrippa, Abramelin, these kind of guys. And in their concept, they were binding a spirit to a symbol. Solomon did, I forget the exact amount, but a certain amount of angels bound him to a symbol, a certain amount of demons bound him to a symbol. And then having control over that symbol, had control over those forces. So it was the embodiment of a spirit. But over time, our idea of the word spirit changes. So when I say the word spirit now, it does not necessarily mean disembodied entity or ghost. It can be spirit of place, spirit of thing. The energy surrounding a concept is the spirit of that concept. Our very idea of the word spirit has changed, and as such, chaos magic changed with it. And they created sigil magic, and then now we see sigil magic being used in all kind of witchcraft. So now we are appropriating from chaos magic, but chaos magic appropriated all of the original sources that our things derive from. So it's a really one big happy family. And I applaud the chaos magicians, and I hope they keep coming up with new and unique ways for me to borrow from them. Because sigil magic is just so fucking handy. Way more handy than trying to do like Solomonic sigils. That's some complex stuff, and you might need like woven gold or a special kind of silk, or they're really complicated. They would really call me an elitist if I made you, ask you to do like a Solomonic sigil. And we talk more about invoking elements after you banish, you must invoke, or just what you need. Let's talk more about invoke. Typically the witchcraft that's associated or spurred off of Wicca would tend to have a circle cast for any ritual that they're doing, and the four directions represented as the four elements would be called. But in reality, it's threefold. And three is a really important number, and the more times you see it repeated, the better. When I'm calling a quarter, I'm calling the element, the elemental, and the God force associated with that. So kind of a threefold kind of thing for each quarter, where some, because if you say elements, you're just calling earth. Well, but also I want the elemental and the spirit of earth, which are different things. The elemental is a part of the spirit of earth, and then I don't want to explain too much, because that's stuff that I'm going to be like explaining in third degree or level 3. Uncle Birch coming live on New Orleans. Well, I can tell you a little bit about that. Let's see. I'm gonna have every so often I have 2 or 3 hits off of these. Other than that, I've cut down the vape. Well, I'll tell you, the only time I did it, the greater ritual, the pentagram, it was a requirement for high priesthood. And it was a requirement for a high priesthood, and I was supposed to do it every day for a month, and with this other ritual that I won't tell you about. And that was a long time ago. I mean, this is, probably, I guess I'm in my 20s. And I don't know if it's that ritual or what, but I took certain oaths, and I took these oaths upon priesthood, that I was bound to a goddess, and that goddess would call upon me someday to fulfill my oaths and go where she wanted and do what she wanted me to do. After the doing the greater ritual of the pentagram for a month and going through the high priesthood, I mean, it was probably within the same year that shit really went south. You know, I was a cop. I was trying to be a good cop, and I turned in the dirty cops. My sergeant that beat a man in handcuffs, a Latino man in handcuffs, because he had said something about his mother. I stopped that from happening and turned my sergeant in, and nothing happened to my sergeant, so that job was going downhill. My life was, you know, it was a dangerous job before that. It became really fucking dangerous, being that my sergeant was still my sergeant on graveyard shift after ratting him out. But it was the right thing to do. Anyway, goddess makes her call. I said, you know, I'm in meditation, do my ritual. She makes her call, and I said, oh, I know I said I would do that, but you know, right now, you know, I'm married. I just put my wife through nursing school. I got all this stuff going on. She goes, oh, honey, is that a problem for you? Oh, I take care of that for you. Destroyed that. Destroyed that. And I said, and this was, you know, before. This was what led up to, you know, but this happened before I ratted out and did all that stuff. I told her, I said, well, you know, God, I got this career. It's like, you know, I'm an anarchist, got to become a cop. I want to, like, you know, change the world from within. I had all these lofty ideas, the good stuff that I was going to be able to do, that job, and it was naive. And I said, oh, baby, that's no problem. And she like caused that situation to happen in front of me, caused me to do the right thing, caused that to be destroyed. That was twice. That's twice. She made one more call. And I said, you know, I am not going to let her slap me a third time, man. Each one of those was so painful. You know, my first marriage began, you know, like right after high school. I've been seeing her since high school, but it was the right way to go. That was a bad marriage. The cop job, that's a bad situation. That was not going to work out for me. I was not going to be able to change the world, man, regardless how lofty my ideas. Yeah, it was Hecate, all right. And so I severed all communication. I threw my badge down on my watch commander's desk, all that shit. Initiated the divorce, all that, and just fucking headed north, not knowing where the fuck I was going. I saw this place on the map where the forest met the ocean. I'd always lived near the ocean. And I hadn't seen a whole lot of forest, pretty much none, even though I, you know, was a pagan worshiping trees all this time. So I headed that way, and that turned out to be Santa Cruz, California, and Santa Cruz, California was a game changer. Everything happened there. That's where I met Marta. That's where I founded the longest running pirate radio station in the country, did, you know, countless activism. It's where I got involved with Cop Watch and taught them the secrets that I knew from being a cop without telling them why I knew those secrets. Guys, so much. So my entire, the second half of my career of teaching witchcraft happens from that point. I found an entire tradition from that point. I make an entire pagan community that exists to this day, or I helped make it, but nobody else was trying to make it. I kind of initiated that happening in the first place. You know, her plan was really cool. Her plan was better than the shit that she destroyed. So, but yeah, so that comes after that ritual for a month, and the high priesthood initiation. A cold bitch, I don't know. I think you've been through a lot. You know, for now, maybe take a break. Maybe next year. You know, you have been through some trials and tribulations that I know of, and maybe not. The idea of that kind of thing is it brings on those more trials and tribulations, initiatory trials and tribulations, at a very rapid pace and an extreme amount. And maybe not right now. I said not right now. Uncle Birch, coming to you live from New Orleans. Yes, no safe space in witchcraft, no. I mean, Hecate was the prime goddess of witchcraft most of my life. Diana has a connection as the prime goddess of witchcraft in Italian witchcraft, but they both have a connection. They both have the same holy day. But Hecate, I just posted the Hecate story. People have been asking me to tell the Hecate story again. I found it on YouTube, screen recorded that, posted it. It's on my page. The LBRP's been hard enough to keep up with, yes. But that big A pentagram method sure helps you remember it, doesn't it? She's your goddess as well. Yeah. Yes, she gets around. So if you haven't heard the Hecate story on my page, it's a very popular story that people have been asking me to tell again. So I just found the original version and posted it on my page. It sure does help. Yes. It's a powerful ritual. It's a powerful ritual. What you need?
I need my frankincense.
Okay. I'm going to get her frankincense.
You guys, I'm a really slow walker for personal reasons, and it's a lot faster when he gets my stuff for me. So I'm not like some spoiled bitch or anything. Like, it really takes me forever to walk to the other room and get what I need. So don't judge. Thanks, honey.
Yes, that's kind of the point. It's just it's much faster for me to do it, so rather than watch her doing it. So hopefully I didn't miss much. We accept Marta just the way you are.
Aw, thank you.
You should be spoiled. My husband gets it for me.
Remember when that asshole made a comment when you went to get me a drink? Like, oh, she can't get her own drink. Remember?
Oh, when was
it? Was
that? Was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was some random person I don't even know, but had a problem with you getting me a drink.
And of course, commented, he probably has a problem getting laid. You won't get a lady a drink? What the fuck's wrong with you, man?
Like, if I can get my own drink, what do I need you for?
Exactly. We love that you do that for her, Birch.
Oh.
The weather doesn't help the pain. No. Chivalry isn't dead. Yes, no. Yeah, it's been nice. It's just a little bit of rain so far. It's a little bit of rain. I don't even know if we got through the trees much, to the plants at all. The lizards are probably digging it because they need some water. We have, those of you that don't know, we raise monarch butterflies. In theory, it's been a while now.
It's been really dry for a while.
Swallowtails and apparently lizards.
Yeah.
Because we decided we were going to rake the leaves off into the dirt, and eventually the leaves will become dirt. It's taken quite a while, so But
we have more raking to do.
Yes, but it turns out that that's what these lizards need. They lay their eggs under layers of leaves. So as such, I didn't tell you, you went out her earlier, it's a little baby.
Oh,
like yay big over there. So there's like
cute.
whole batches of them hatching in our
We
backyard. right now.
literally have dozens.
Yep. How's the Mister doing for Marta?
I haven't needed it in a
Yeah,
while.
we only used it like twice, thrice,
Maybe thrice.
maybe thrice.
Yeah. It's good though.
Yes.
Problem is, the mist also falls on our phones when we have them.
Yeah.
And then the phones don't work. So
Yeah,
we don't use it as often as I thought we would.
Unfortunately, I might have to rethink the entire configuration because I was thinking about the place where we were at, where they had it and it made everything really cool.
Yeah.
The misters were above the umbrella. And that's why our food wasn't wet.
Well, can't you just rewire it to be above the umbrella?
Yeah, it's gonna take some work. I've got a lot more of those plastic ties.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have to take it down.
And also, we could get like plastic covers for our phones so
Yes.
they can get wet.
Yeah. Yes, we both have lizards crawling our feet. I've trained myself not to flinch when something crawls. But now today, that fucking scarab thing keeps trying to get on my feet.
Oh, there's those.
Yeah. They like feet for some reason. I think they're seeking heat or something. He's been on my feet like 6 times. Oh. I'm sure that's really entertaining and you care about that. Uncle Birch coming to you live from New Orleans. Level 3 and Level 2 Witchcraft just launched for the month of September. Starting September at gumroad.com/witchschool. WITCHSKEWL. You have the entire month of September to sign up for either one of those classes or both, whatever you want to do. The first classes for Level 3 come out on the 5th. Level 2 come out more towards the middle of the month, but you still have time to sign up. They begin late in August. Oh, really? Maybe they're saying here, honey.
What?
Somebody was asking when they do the monarchs do their migration to Mexico.
It was when I was pregnant. I almost gave birth when they came to Santa Cruz.
Yeah.
So it was like October, November.
Okay, but this is to Mexico. Don't they go to Mexico and then go up to Santa Cruz?
I think they go to Santa Cruz and then Mexico, I think.
Okay.
So anyway, around October, November.
Okay. Somebody over here is saying it begins in August.
Oh, maybe that's why we haven't had it.
That's what I was going to say. We've got this lush milkweed. We're going, all right.
Our milkweed is huge.
The last couple times they came, the milkweed was barely on the comeback from the last batch. And of course they gobbled it up. We've been going, God, look at this lush milkweed. Where the hell are they? So maybe there's the migrating ones are migrating right now.
They have other plans.
Yeah. Birch, do you have to pay for the annual? It's by the month. Yeah, I don't expect somebody to pay like, I don't even know what that is for the whole thing. No. It's monthly. That's kind of why I'm going to look at Udemy next and maybe teach some more stuff over there. But Gumroad, the reason why I'm at Gumroad is because they handle the billing and stuff. That part of this work really just would bring me down, like when I have to act like a bill collector and ask somebody for money when they didn't pay when they said they were going to pay. I hate that shit. So I pay Gumroad unfortunately increasing amount to handle that shit, so I'm kind of looking at that. Prices will be going up, so after this session of level 2 and level 3, the price can at least have to go up to $45 a month. And then I'll do one more level 1 starting in October at $40 a month, and that's going to have to go up to $45 because Gumroad raised their damn fees. And I'll look at the Udemy thing and see if that helps. But the whole reason at Gumroad is they just handle that. It's like, if they charge your card and it doesn't go through enough times, they cancel you get an email, and then hopefully you fix that. And I may see that, and if I see that, I'll contact you and give you a heads up there too. But it's $40 a month right now, and it's automatically deducted. So that might be important, like when you sign up, because it's gonna be that day every month. So you might want to make sure it's near your payday or something like that. Uncle Birch coming live from New Orleans. I'll probably be out here a little bit, maybe 20 minutes, maybe half hour. But it is, you know, probably still going to be out here because it's fucking nice as hell. Gotta start figuring out dinner in a bit too. They begin the journey in August and arrive in Mexico in October. Okay. Well, see, we have this place in Santa Cruz, which was one of their...
I think it's probably at the same time.
Yeah.
Some of them go to Santa Cruz, some of them go to Mexico.
Yeah, this place called Natural Bridges, and there was a time that we would go there every year, but I just don't remember. It's been so long. But the trees are just covered in just you can't even see the leaves. It looks like they're leaves when you're far back. It's like everything has these orange leaves, but you get closer, and it's just millions of monarchs. So that is one of the places that they migrate to. The rain is nice and calming. Yes. Yeah, we're getting all those negative ions and stuff. It's good for us. Good for us. Natural Bridges in Richmond, Virginia. You go there too? Huh, I'm learning a lot about monarchs. I didn't know they traveled so many places. And then those are just the traveler monarchs. Those are like different monarchs that are built to live longer, to make that journey. The normal monarchs don't live that long. They wouldn't be able to pull that off. So there are special monarchs. Hey, Eric, salam alaikum. Not doing much, just hanging out, talking about magic and witchcraft, and apparently butterflies for the last little while here. I love the side attractions in the Natural Bridge. It's a one-way journey. Yeah, but I'm just trying to figure out that journey now, because this person's talking about, Lux Lady Crystal is talking about Natural Bridges in Virginia, and I know that Natural Bridges in Santa Cruz is one of those points of the migration, and then Mexico. So I'm kind of wanting to learn more about that.
Some of them go to Santa Cruz and some of them go to Mexico.
Yeah.
Because I think it's the same longitude that they're in. Like the Santa Cruz and the Mexico, I think it's on the same longitude.
Yeah.
So I think it's the same time.
Well, the odd thing that I always thought about it was the place where they go to in Santa Cruz is a eucalyptus grove, mostly. And they're on eucalyptus trees, and that's not a native tree. So I kind of wonder if they have monarchs in Australia. That's where that tree came from. They brought it here because it grows fast, and they hoped that it would be cheap wood. But the thing they didn't realize that here it grows like this. It's a corkscrew thing on the inside, so the wood is really hard to cut through and really hard to make anything useful from American grown that tree that I was talking, eucalyptus. They have one in Virginia. Sorry, wrong one. It's beautiful. Y'all ever go along of ginger? I'm not sure what that means. That's got to be a typo. What causes the twist, the hemispheres? I think so. They don't grow like that in Australia. In Australia, it's a good source of wood. When they brought them here to like replace redwoods and stuff, thinking they could, grow some trees in the place that, grow really fast. They grow really fast, thinking they could use them for wood, and they're shit for wood. I've had to cut them with an axe to try and make firewood. That's a bitch. Even just like split a piece of eucalyptus to make, 2 logs is a pain in the ass. Like toilet water in Japan. Yes. A lot of ginger. Yes, we have ginger bushes. And I just actually, I cleared a space, look over here, you can probably see some coming up over my neighbor's fence. They still have them, but over there we had an entire grove of ginger, and it took a lot. I've just reclaimed the land, gotten out the complex root network that was there, and gonna till in some good soil over there, have it ready for planting next year, or maybe fall stuff. We might be able to get some fall stuff in there, but we've got enough ginger. It grows here without even trying, and it's really hard to stop it from growing. So it was like prime sunshine land. We need that. So much of our stuff is not getting enough sun. So I needed to take over that piece right there. If you and Marta go east, go to Natural Bridges, Virginia, zoo. It's interactive and very old and historic. We still haven't been to the zoo here, or the aquarium, or the insectarium.
Sasha's been to all of them.
Our kids been there. But yeah, we still need to go to all those. I of course want to see the World War II Museum.
Yes. That's
Marta too.
Yep.
Hopefully Sasha, but he'll get into it.
He'll learn a lot.
He plays plenty of war games. Uncle Birch coming to you live from New Orleans. We've just been answering random questions, sometimes about witchcraft, sometimes about all kind of random shit, but we do live in a random world, so it's related somehow. The World War II Memorial in D.C. No, I think, no, I've never been to D.C. I've been to New York when I was 10. I saw my first 2 snowflakes fall from the sky. I was very excited about that, and that's all I saw, 2 snowflakes. But yeah, never been to DC, never been to a lot of the country. Probably almost anywhere in California I've been, though. And then a few weird places, Cove Mallard, Idaho. Might not be able to talk about why I was there. Environmental activist stuff, and then some places I didn't even know. There was times that we hopped freight trains around the country to do activist actions that are probably beyond the statute of limitations, and then hopped freight trains out. And I wasn't exactly sure where I was, because it was the kind of thing where there was the person with the map. You weren't really you weren't supposed to know. Basically, it was a covert operations. That's basically what I'm saying. You weren't supposed to know where you were going, and you just knew what your job was when you got there, and then you got the hell out. Zephyr Green, how are you? Uncle Birch coming to you live from New Orleans, where it is a glorious day. I don't even know what the temperature is, but it's lovely. It was like 81 last time I looked. Got a little bit of breeze, a little bit of rain. I think we finally got enough rain to get through the trees to where the plants are getting some water, and I feel that the life force is throbbing around me. My aunt lives in Homa. Yeah, I haven't been there. I kind of know where it is. We tend to stay in New Orleans.
It's not that far.
Yeah, Homa?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, Homa's not that far. I mean, we've been up to like the lake.
I think
the edge of the lake.
I think Hammond is. It's in the opposite direction, but I think it's further than Homa.
Okay.
So if we can go to Hammond, we'd go to Homa.
Okay. We only went to Hammond
I know.
to
I have no desire to go
Mojo.
back to Hammond.
Yeah.
But I think Homa's okay.
Yeah. We rescued Mojo from living in a barn with a huge pack of hounds.
And a couple weeks later, his sister got her eye shot. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So.
Thank God for that.
It's like, as he was a rescue too, but we don't know exactly what we rescued him from. But Mojo, we know exactly what. As soon as we got into Hammond, man, I started hearing banjos. It's like, roll him up. See that blight? Roll them up, kids. But yeah, Homa, haven't been there, I don't think. There's a lot of this state I don't want to see. While coming here, I just wish we could just parachute in. I think I would stay in New Orleans too. It's safer. Well, safer in one respect. Our crime rate's crazy. Lots of guns. There was... I like the original story, so even though the story changed, I'll tell you the original story. But right in front of our friend's shop, the French Quarter, a couple weeks ago, there's some crazy homeless guy with a sword who was like stabbed some guy with a sword. And the original story was that guy took that sword away from him and stabbed him with it. But then later it turned out, the other guy that first got stabbed had a knife and did the same thing. But so there's shit like that.
A couple doors from our good friend's shop.
Yeah. But there's that. But sword fights in the street, that's at least kind of interesting. Heard about that? Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah. I mean, it was literally like almost right in front of our friend's store. They like went into lockdown and kept all the customers in there till the cops showed up and everything. But it's not crazy ass red state, Trump supporting rednecks. So yeah, it's not that kind of crazy. So yeah, I don't want to go there. I've seen them sword fighting in Jackson Square one day. Was it random or was it a performance? Because there are those. We got pirates walking around. Sometimes it reminds me of Hollywood Boulevard. As soon as I see Jack Sparrow walking around, it's gonna be just like Hollywood Boulevard and Chucky. San Antonio has unique aspects as well. Yeah, we drove really fast through Texas. Unfortunately, it still took like 3 days, I think, to get through Texas. But I drove as fast as I could. I think it's like 85 miles an hour, the speed limit on them freeways. I just kept it that because I didn't want to get pulled over by one of them state troopers either. So, yeah. Thank you for continuing to like the live. We're at 10.7 thousand likes. I probably won't be here too much longer. Had to get in and... I think next thing I gotta start shooting that class. Gotta get ready for the 5th when level 3 Witch School will actually be receiving the classes. It's already available for sign up. A lot of people signed up. It's at gumroad.com/witch school, which is of course WITCHSKEWL, and I know people are excited. I'm excited. We're all excited. And so the 5th will be when it starts coming out in no particular order of variables. Not sure, what days the other classes will come out because this is the first run. The next time I do it, everybody will probably get all of the month's classes all at once, but that's not how it goes when we're doing it kind of live. So check that out. If you're waiting for one of the other classes, just follow me over there at gumroad.com/witch school, WITCHSKEWL. And if you're following me, you should... That's a cool bird. You should get a notification whenever I go live. And if you're not following me here, follow me here. If you go to my profile and hit the little bell thing, select it to get all notifications, because I go live pretty often. And it's when I get, my best stuff done. The longest I can talk about a thing on TikTok is 10 minutes. As you can see, I get into large, involved stories that take way more than 10 minutes to make my point, and sometimes forget what my point was when I get there. It takes so long to get there, and you just can't do that in these little 10-minute bites. I mean, it is nice that we could do 10 minutes before we could only do 3 minutes, so I'm not really bitching about that. But as our ancestors in European witchcraft used to say, to remind us of the troubled times through which they came and the breadcrumb trail that they left you to follow in the ways, merry meets, merry parts, merry meet again, y'all.